So, I'm going to begin here with a kind of little orientation overview of some of the main parts of GHC, and then that's going to be quite short. And then Simon is going to talk about getting and building GHC, because I think one thing you really want to do during these couple of days is, in an early stage, to get the source code and have a go at building it. I know quite a lot of you have, but perhaps not everybody has. And also, I didn't want to assume that while quite a lot of people know quite a lot about the insides of GHC, I didn't want to assume that everybody knows anything. So I thought we'd start off with a kind of very brief, just orientation stuff, and we'll search. Okay. So here we are. This is GHC's homepage, which I'm showing you just because it's the page that I visit a lot, just to get connected to the documentation. So the two things that I wanted to point out to you here are there's the two links I follow most often are documentation and developers. So the documentation thing is meant to be user documentation, and it's held on the Haskell.org wiki. So if you actually in order to do anything. So what was I trying to say just about orientation? There's two chunks of documentation. I'd like to know about this because they're both wikis, and that means that they're both places that we'd like you lot to contribute to. You are, in effect, the prime potential contributors to improving GHC's documentation. Because Simon and I have very limited bandwidth for this kind of stuff, so the user documentation stuff is aimed at people who are just using GHC. Right? So that's notes about how to run the compiler, how to use template Haskell, details about all the various language extensions, many of them experimental, that are implemented. So that's one thing, and then that's held all on the Haskell.org wiki, which is run by Media Wiki. So it uses one kind of markup, and then if you follow that developers link, which we may be able to do shortly, then you get to the GHC wiki, which is a separate wiki run by a system called Track. So it has a different markup system. Why do we have two different ones? Well, it's because the Track one has a bug tracking system as well, and the two are somewhat integrated. So for developer documentation is aimed at people who are interested in looking inside GHC and how it works inside. Right? So that's the distinction that we try to maintain. And if you know that, then it'll help to know where to write new stuff about something, where to look for material. Okay, so on the developer wiki stuff, you will see, probably many of you have seen this page, but down the bottom is where things have changed. That's where we've added this new commentary that we've been writing for the purposes of today. How are we doing on